9. It's about time we bring you updates on what's happening on other news portals. Of course, it's a holiday, so the newspapers are not working. They did tell us they'll be off, by the way. So let's start with myjoyonline.com, shall we? And the first story there is the first 100 days Akufo-Addo government on right footing. And that's according to governance expert Dr. Drosai there. Governance expert said the President Akufo-Addo's new Patriotic Party government has set the right foundation on its first 100 days in office. We'll see what Ghanaians think about that later in the day as well. But the next story on myjoyonline.com is the University of Ghana lecturer robbed at gunpoint. An armed robbers attacked and raided the Ashoman residence of University of Ghana lecturer Dr. Benedicta Fosu-Mensah at gunpoint on Sunday dawn. It's quite sad. Very pathetic story.
It's not a very good experience at all.
Yeah. Have you been robbed before, by the way?
Yes, and they shackle everything of yours.
Wow.
They ransack the room. They take everything that they could, and then they leave you in tatters usually.
Yeah, but the good thing is that they don't touch you because, I mean,
well, if they don't touch you, that's a good thing, yes.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, you can always work to get it back.
Yes,
but
definitely.
You're alive, yeah.
Definitely.
Quite sad. Joe Mettle, I'm super proud of you. I don't know who is talking. Joe worked very hard in 2016. I personally do not measure people's output by the stages you stand on the international travels, one done. However, I saw Joe as, and then the story goes on and on. I actually don't know who is talking, but you can get to read that story and find out who is behind that particular story as well. The next story there is sports scoreboard results and match day stats of the GPL week 12 scores and results from match day 12. So if you want to know what the scores are, just all you have to do is click on story number 4. And then the story number 5 is Showtime dances thrill patrons at Joy FM's Easter Soup Kitchen. And it looks like a dance group there doing their own thing. It's all about the Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen, where we feed or we fit a number of people, underprivileged people on the streets of Accra. The number 6 of that story of the online portal will be Multimedia Group apologizes to NPP reps over Newsfile gaffe. The Multimedia Group has apologized to 2 NPP representatives who were denied participation in the broadcaster's flagship news analysis show Newsfile on Saturday. And the number 7th story will be MTN reiterates commitment to pay interest on mobile money. Ghana's biggest telecommunications network, MTN Ghana, says it is still committed to paying interest on mobile money customers on their network, despite a request to discontinue by some subscribers. That'll be very interesting to have your money in
Definitely.
the MTN mobile wallets. It's like some sort of banking. So they're saying they're going to give people some interest on that. But I think it's an area that
you use mobile money in any way?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I really, before I left Ghana, I wasn't that, big. It was still there, but it wasn't that big. But now it's become huge. So I think perhaps I have to start working on it.
I got mine registered recently, I think about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I've been using it every month, or every time my wallet is empty, I have to top up. Because
and it works fine?
Yes, I use it to buy things, buy credits, and all that, yeah.
Send some money to your
yes, it could be anybody.
Garden.
Yeah, it could be. And even anybody I buy something from, I could just send the money to them on another network. Of course, only the difficulty I've noticed is that if you're sending money to somebody on another network, it's more expensive. And
that's why the interoperability thing had to be put in place. But
definitely.
Then the
so that we can have some seamless way of trying to.
Yes, but that's where the Bank of Ghana awarded that 4.6 billion cedi contract, and that has become very problematic because the telcos are saying, look, we can do this, and you cannot put together such a contract without making us know. We
Definitely.
are stakeholders. So
I think that's a good
it's interesting. They're working on that particular issue, and we'll see how it pans out. Agbogboleshi clash security agencies' strategy unsatisfactory. That's by former Deputy Attorney General Dominic Ayine. He was speaking on Newsfile. Okay, so that'll be it for my Joy Online. But what's the top story?
He was speaking on Newsfile. He was on Newsfile.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't watch on Saturday.
100 days of change under Akufo-Addo, vigilante terror in economic freedom. Very interesting caption there. Nothing dominated Akufo-Addo's first 100 days more than the rule of the vigilante groups, a wise man once said. I think it's an opinion, but it goes on and on. Very interesting. It looks like it'll be a very interesting read, so I'd recommend everybody to go on there and read the story for themselves. And a merry controversy bloated $150 million reimbursement. Bawumia hints government will build concrete roads instead of asphalt, and 250,000 farmers to benefit from first phase of planting for food and jobs. So that's about it. And then we have our Joy News 100-day town hall event with the Vice President of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and it's happening today. We'll bringing you that live coverage from 9 a.m. and on and on and on and on and on. So that's it for my Joy Online. Perhaps Roland will take City.
So let's look at City FM and do a wrap-up of the events there. Nana Addo marks 100 days in office today. And then we'll go to the next story.
Easter Orphan Project. City FM visits 3 orphanages today and will make passport acquisition easier. That's according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ayoko Boche. Still some sports there. Man United 2-0, Chelsea, Rashford, Herrera, Seal 3. Well, it's good for them, isn't it? Man U.
It was bad for my team, Chelsea.
Yeah, who cares? Man arrested for pouring acid on son, granddaughter.
That's tragic, huh?
And we're talking about a 71-year-old driver who allegedly poured acid on his son and an 8-year-old granddaughter. He's been arrested. I don't get the logic, you know. I really don't know what goes on through the minds of these people. I just don't get it. But anyway, this is cityfmonline.com, the tasteless salt of Adina, the struggle over white gold. We've done that story over and over again. It's about a community that's fighting for their birthright, if you like, in that town, and they're not happy with the way that a salt mine they operate. That story is still a developing one. They're engaging stakeholders on various levels, so hopefully something good will come out of it. Ghana must learn from Korea's industrialization drive. That's by Lloyd Amwa. He's the head of Asian Studies Center for Asian Studies, yes, at the University of Ghana. Okay, perhaps we can now look at BBC.
Let's go to the Africa page of the BBC. And it's about thousands saved off Libyan coast.
At least 7 migrants die as NGOs struggle to rescue 1,500 migrants in an operation.
Can we click on the story and read it widely? But we have other stories also on the page about U.S. troops helping to fight against Al-Shabaab, and the last regular U.S. soldiers left after the Black Hawk Down killings of Special Forces personnel. And we know that a movie has been made because of that event. It happened in the 90s during the period of President Clinton.
That's a baby, my goodness. That's a baby. A 2-week-old baby was among the passengers on flimsy boats. My goodness, my goodness. Well, thousands of migrants have been saved from the sea near Libya during one of the busiest weekends of the year for rescue workers. More than 2,000 people were rescued on Friday and 3,000 on Saturday in dozens of separate rescues, the Italian Coast Guard has said. But at least 7 people drowned as aid workers struggled to rescue more than 1,500 migrants in one operation. An 8-year-old boy was among the dead. An earlier agency report said 20 bodies had been recovered by the Migrant Offshore Aid Station, but this was later corrected. MOAS said its rescue started in the early hours of Saturday and had continued non-stop into Sunday afternoon. And the group said it had rescued at least 453 people, but more than 1,000 remained in danger. Oh my God. So there's a tweet there from, I don't know, Chris Catrambone. Says, imagine to carry an 8-year-old boy's lifeless body into your house on Easter Sunday. I will never forget this day. It's really depressing. This story is really depressing. And I can't imagine what's going to happen to that 2-week-old baby.
Not at all. It's a tragic situation, especially when they have to try and cross the Mediterranean into the peninsulas that we can find in Spain, off the coast of Italy. Portugal.
I mean, these things make no sense. Actually, I mean, people just moving away from worst situations, and then it's like from frying pan to fire. You know, it's like
definitely.
there's no end. There's no
but
end
the thing
to the
is that
struggles
in their
for those
present
people.
state, they find no end in sight. So why not just risk it?
Yes, it's get rich or die trying sort of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I wish them safe, and I hope that
but we had Egypt's shaking cops marking Good Friday. Islamist suicide bombers killed 45 people at 2 churches on Palm Sunday, the start of Easter week. We know that
it's a world of mindlessness, isn't it?
Yeah. There was also a bus bombing in Syria, in which I think several tens of children also were killed.
I think bombing in Syria has now become like a norm.
Yes.
It's just
because
the
of the war
just
situation
keep going
now,
off at every given time. Okay, well, let's not make your holiday any more depressing. Yeah, let's not make it any more depressing. I mean, these are all really, really depressing stories. I mean, I'm depressed already seeing that 2-week-old baby, and I don't know. I really don't know what to say. But anyway, that'll be it for the news.
Yeah, of course. And it is a special edition of the AM show because as a channel, we're marking 100 days of the Kufuor-Addo-led government. Our main speaker will be the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. And this is just a prelude to the main event. We'll try and get our team at the event grounds, and you get to know what the atmosphere is like and how preparations so far have been.
And it's not just it's not about speeches, really. No long speeches, no long things today. It's just about the opportunity for you to ask them questions. They made a lot of promises to you, and based on that, you voted for them overwhelmingly. So this is the time for you to begin to assess them. Now, the 100-day period is a moment in time where, and it's been used over and over again since the 19th century to gauge, you know, the mood of people and to understand whether or not, actually look at what people have done as a prelude to what is expected to be done in a longer period. So in this 100-day observation, we give you the opportunity to ask questions, and all you have to do is put your question on social media, but just remember to add the hashtag #AskBawumia, AskBawumia, Ask Bawumia, and that's it. Bam! Your question is out there, and the president, the vice president, will perhaps give you an answer. Whether or not you'll be satisfied by that answer, that's totally up to you.
Before we go for a break, though, we'll have to bring you sports. A regular contributor on our show, Dr. Edward Brenya, a senior lecturer with the Department of History and Political Science or Political Studies, KNUST. Your mom passed away, and of course, you're marking the 1-week celebration on the 22nd of April 2017 from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the premises of the Sewa Kingdom Academy at Great Nzema Atrimati Road along the Yebi Road. And she was the proprietress of the Sewa Kingdom Academy. Madam Margaret Osewusu, we say may her soul rest in peace, and we wish you all the best. And we'll call you and try to express our sympathies a lot more or better.
Well, talking about souls resting in peace, we understand that a serial caller, Dr. Asenfofo, passed away over the weekend at the 37 Military Hospital. Our condolences to his family as well. And